Welcome back to our first episode of 2025. I'm Jackie Hawk, and this is Nami Nation by Kai's Korner Productions. You can find me on social media at QuillfulWriter, and I'm always happy to chat about video games. First up, we have some delays caused by the SAG-ACTRA strike, which started in July of last year. Two of the affected video games are OD and Fizzant. Development has continued on OD, but filming and scanning have had to wait. Fizzant is also waiting on casting because of that strike. On account of the increasing risks from AI being used to shortchange human talent, this may take a while to resolve, even though the strike has been ongoing. Negotiations have been touch and go, and all we can do at this point is wait and see, but we do have our fingers crossed for a happy outcome over here. Still, it is refreshing to see Kojima Productions not replace people with robots in the meantime, as some other game companies have allegedly done. The man behind Kojima Productions hasn't always done right by voice actors, so this is a step in the right direction for human talent. In happier news, despite launching with a million problems, Cyberpunk 2077 has some very dedicated fans, myself included, and while I don't play Fortnite, seeing that crossover with Cyberpunk is really exciting. The new skins are for Johnny Silverhand, the rebellious rockstar, and the female version of the main character V. As expected, some corners of the internet were upset to hear that a woman would be featured with these character skins. The senior quest designer for Cyberpunk, Patrick Mills, came forward on social media to put the matter to rest. He simply preferred FemV to the mask version, and he wanted to balance out Johnny Silverhand as a male character. On an amusing note of trivia, this is the second time Keanu Reeves has been featured in Fortnite, with the first being from the John Wick series. To give gamers more to look forward to, here are some releases to be expected in January 2025. Freedom Wars Remastered was released on January 10th. Originally for the PS Vita, it didn't hold up well for handheld performance. So this sci-fi game will be wonderful to have on PC, PS4, PS5, or Nintendo Switch. Based in the future, this game lets you explore prisons in outer space while cutting back on your own prison sentence by fighting giant monsters. On January 16th, Donkey Kong Returns HD should be available for the Nintendo Switch. Keep in mind that the Switch 2, whatever it will be called eventually, will be backwards compatible, so it's still worth getting this game if you're planning on picking up the new console when it comes out. On the same date, January 16th, another remaster will come out, this one being the Dread Out Collection. It's definitely on the niche side, but it's very convenient for fans because it has both an improved Dread Out and the Keepers of the Dark spin-off. This collection is available on the PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. On January 17th, Tales of Grace's F Remastered will be available on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. This is a narrative-driven action RPG, and while it does come across a bit tropey, fans have said it's definitely worth playing. With political drama and the power of friendship, it has that classic 2009 style of the original game's release. Also on January 17th, Dynasty Warriors Origins marks a new installment after almost 10 years since the last game in the series. This is a deep dive retelling of Romance of the Three Kingdoms, with thousands of enemies living up to the hack and slash genre. You can get this game on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS. On January 23rd, another long-awaited remake comes out, Star Wars Episode I: Jedi Power Battles. Unlike other modernized releases like Final Fantasy VII, it has retained some of that low polygon design in a more modern style to balance the updated aesthetic with nostalgic appearances. Bonus content and arcade cheats bring more to this classic title that's available on PC, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series XS. On January 27th, the indie game Space Engineers 2 will come out. This sci-fi sandbox game features strategic management aspects. It will only be available in creative mode on release, with future updates planned in the following months. This game is limited to PC gamers. On January 28th, the Eternal Strands action-adventure game will be available on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS. This game has you playing a magic user, helping uncover secrets of a lost land that will return a cultural home to her people. Exploration and strategy are a big part of gameplay, so if those are your cup of tea, you know which game to get. Closing out the month on January 31st, Heart of the Machine is a PC indie game that features the first sentient AI as the player character. You decide what happens in this city where the AI resides. Various objectives have several solutions, encouraging gamers to get creative and see how they can achieve these goals. Whether you want to be an evil AI or help restore society on planet Earth, all while protecting your own digital existence, you've got options in this game with multiple endings. If you want a game that's already out and reasonably popular, the Lost Fear indie horror game was released in October 2023. Still, it found itself on some casual 2024 game lists, and it was made in 2 weeks by a 13-year-old named Vasco. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to play as you complete puzzles and overcome fears until you wake up from the nightmare. It's been compared to PT and Resident Evil, and many players are impressed that a developer so young created such a successful and short horror game. There are a lot of jump scares, but sound and atmosphere team up to keep the psychological horror going. Of course, other players did worry that this teenager is traumatized to come up with something so terrifying, but many people have commented on this indie game to encourage Vasco to keep creating scary games. On the note of horror, with less immersion, the Until Dawn movie is set to come out on April 25th, 2025. This live-action remake has been fairly closely guarded. We definitely know at this point that it will be rated R for the horror elements in the game adaptation, but it's unclear how they will incorporate the choice aspects of the original story, or if they will at all. It's safe to assume the good ending would be the default for a cinematic remake, but it's hard to say without more information. Still, whether it's a hate watch or ends up being the love letter that the creators hope it will be, the Until Dawn movie should be an interesting addition to the franchise. As we kick off the new year, we would love to have you subscribe to the podcast for your gaming news and check out the KKP YouTube channel for more entertainment content. Thanks for listening to Nami Nation, and we will see you next time.